Welcome back to BYU Sports Station live in Studio B. That young woman you just saw on the screen, she scores a lot of goals.
EB7, man.
She has taken time out of her very busy schedule, you know, as part of the #1 team in the country now.
#1, baby.
To join us in studio, but Erin Bailey, welcome to
What's up,
BYU
Erin?
Sports Nation.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
What is it like to be the #1 team in the country for the first time ever as part of such a heralded BYU women's soccer program?
It's really cool. Honestly, we kind of just didn't expect it because we jumped from 7 to 1, but it surprised us for sure. Like, we think we're a great team and we know what we can do, and it's just fun to see the polls just reflect that. But at the same time, we're not done. It's not even halfway through the season, so we got to just keep going and not pay too much attention to all the rankings and everything. Just go and every game focus on that game and not worry about the ranks or how many wins they have, how many wins we have. Just kind of focus on what we do.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's not too many things this program has not done. #1 was one of them. Win a national championship is kind of the last thing there, right? And certainly being ranked #1 means, hey, you've got a shot at that. What is it about this group this year that makes it so special and gives you an opportunity at that?
Yeah. We have a special group. You can feel the energy shift from, I don't even know. Ever since I've been here, it's been awesome. We've had amazing leaders the whole time I've been here. But this year just feels a little different. I think all of our 11 seniors realize that this is their shot, this is their opportunity, and so they've just done such a great job of leading the team to have great energy on the team and on the field, off the field, just be a family and just support everyone, and that just translates onto the field. And so just the great energy and the work that we've put in since last year has just started to show, and we're not done yet, but we just had that work in, and those leaders are really, I think, what are helping that to grow. So
Erin Bailey of BYU Women's Soccer is on BYU Sports Nation. The #1 ranked Cougars, undefeated, picked to win the Big 12. We'll get to some expectations in just a moment, Erin, but I do want to rewind to the UCLA game. It's 2-1. And the Bruins, to their credit, they cut the lead in half in the 55th minute, and then the nerves can maybe start to creep in, but you score the third goal, okay? And at that moment, I was like, okay, this game's over. This game is over.
Yeah.
BYU's going to beat #1. But then you go and, like, you're celebrating in front of the Rock, and for a moment, I'm like, is she going to get trampled? It was crazy.
What happened?
I don't know. I was so excited. I love The Rock, by the way. Shout out to The Rock. They're so awesome.
Yep.
Cougar Nation. Love them. But I was just so excited, and I just wanted to celebrate with my fans. And I watch a lot of professional soccer, and that's what you do. You go run over to the corner, and you celebrate. And so I run over, and they got a little excited, and I think they didn't.
Little?
Yeah, I don't think they expected the barrier to break, but I was terrified when it was falling because I could have got seriously hurt. But honestly, now that I'm not hurt, it's so funny. But yeah, shout out also to Ellie Walbrook for lifting that off of me. So she was there to help me. Also, the funniest thing too is that I rewatched it in slow motion, and someone threw a water bottle and it hit my head in the face.
What? Who threw a water bottle at you?
I don't know, but like I didn't know that. I had so much adrenaline or whatever. Rewatched the video. I'm like, who threw a water bottle?
Okay,
I
we've got it in slow motion.
And here comes the water.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It literally hits me right in the face, and I didn't even know.
What in the world? Hold on to your water bottles. Hey, thanks for scoring that third goal and arguably the greatest home win in BYU women's soccer history. For it, you get a double knee contusion and a water bottle to the face.
You don't throw water bottles at the people that do things that you enjoy? You're so weird. I never even noticed that. That's hilarious.
No, I didn't either, and I was the one that got hit. I just think it was just
Did you feel it later or no? Nothing?
Not on my face. It was just a pretty light water bottle, but I did have a pretty big bruise on my foot.
Yeah.
But luckily nothing too bad.
You were okay.
Yeah.
Because I know those students were horrified. Because they didn't mean to, right? Like they didn't mean to bowl that over. But here's what happens. Like when you run over there, they want to meet you, right?
Yeah.
So it's tough because you're so excited, but this flimsy barrier. Anyway,
Yeah, I
Let's
think.
work on the barrier a little bit.
luckily you're okay, which is the #1 thing here.
Well, I just. Yeah, that's.
What the heck? The water bottle in the face. I can't get over it.
That is.
Well, I don't know what were thinking.
weird.
But it was honestly so funny. And I had a joke with Steve, our coach, that my celebrations haven't gone too well before.
Do you have another one that didn't go well?
Yeah, I had one in one of the games that I ran over and no one ran with me, and there was no fans over there. So that was pretty embarrassing.
Where you going, Erin?
Yeah.
Come on back.
That was embarrassing.
No,
So.
Erin, when you score, it doesn't matter. You scored. It's okay. Which you have scored 5 goals in 6 games, all off the bench. You talked about the 11 seniors. It's a senior-heavy, super talented team.
Yeah.
How have you sort of embraced this role of, okay, when I come in, we're going to make stuff happen?
Yeah. Well, I think it's hard. It's hard accepting whatever role that you're given, I think. But I think last year, the experiences from last year, I was also off the bench, but less minutes, less consistent. And I think that's really what helped me to understand that that's going to be my role, and I'm going to do what I can with that role. I put a lot of work in with like our mental strength coach and our psychologist and all that stuff, because it really was hard for me to accept that.
Sure.
But now that I'm in this role, I'm just excited to help the team, because it's not really about me, it's about the team. And I think I didn't realize that at first, and so now that I know it's about the team, and it's different chess pieces in a game.
Yes.
And so the way we're gonna use each piece is gonna be like, it's going to change, but that's what you need, and that's what fits the role. And I think as of now, it's working great, and I'm just so grateful for the minutes that I do get and the opportunities I do get to help the team and to make those changes. So it's fun. We call them game changers off the bench, and I love that, because I'm going to take my opportunities, and I'm going to just go in and just give some energy.
And it's hard, like you said, to get to that point, because you're like, no, I want to be a starter.
Yeah.
Listen, next year you're going to start. I'm just saying it now. But like, this group is so senior heavy.
Yeah.
They need someone who's going to make an impact.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like you've had 2 goals off the way, 3 goals. It has been 5 and 1 against UCLA.
Yeah.
So it's been like super meaningful stuff. So that's cool that you've gotten to that point, because everyone in a given group is like, wait, I want to be that.
Yeah.
I'm not that. How do I sort of fit into this group?
Yeah.
Way to get to that point.
Yeah, and it was hard, because, like I said, I did want to start. I did want to make more of a difference, and I don't think I saw that in a different. I thought to make a difference, I needed to be a starter, or to make a difference, I needed to play 90 minutes or whatever. But now that I'm just gonna give the best minutes that I get when I get in, and just try to help the team, because it's about the team. And so that mindset shift is really what helped me, I think. So.
I'm just glad the Dasani imprint is off of your forehead now. So we're all good that way. Okay, all clear for the Utah game. And now the challenge is, what does BYU do, because you have that significant -- target on your back? And I'm going to go to my dictionary of oft-used sports cliches and motivational cliches,
which is,
no. This is okay. There is pressure is a privilege, okay?
Yes,
right?
Coach.
Valid.
Yes.
Valid.
Pressure is a privilege. You have the pressure on. What's the key to handling that? And before a rivalry game, when they look at you and say, man, it'd be awesome to knock off number 1.
Or even get a draw.
Yeah. I think, like you say, cliche, but pressure is a privilege. And I think we all understand that. The core of the group, the older seniors, they've been to the national championship. They know what it's like to be in the top ranked teams and to have those big games. And I think that they've just done a great job of showing us that we just play our game. None of this stuff really matters. We're just going to play our game. Yeah. It's the same as if we weren't ranked. We're going to go and just give them what we got, and they're going to give us their best, and we're going to hope that the results go our way, and if we play our game, we think that they will. So
I know that the BYU-Utah rivalry is at the top, but I have to believe, given what happened against Utah Valley last year, when they win 4-2, that's in the back of your mind a little
100%.
bit. When you go to their field and win 6-1.
Yeah.
Like, how did that factor into your preparation for that game specifically, compared to, the rivalry with Utah?
I think the rivalry with UVU, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but I feel like ever since that game, it's felt a lot more personal than the game with Utah. I mean, it's still a rivalry for sure. It's always going to be a rivalry, but the UVU game just felt a lot more personal, because we're not going to forget that we lost on South Field, and because we want to protect South Field. And so going into it, I think it was hard coming off the high of beating UCLA #1 ranked.
Yeah, another
and then we got to focus up. This is the next important game. We got to just go and play our game, and that's what we do. And so I think we did remember that, and I think personally, and I would guess the rest of the team, but that will be enough fuel, that loss, for a long time for us to not go easy into a game ever again, because I think we really did. We didn't prepare as we should have, and I don't think mentally we were ready for that game, and I think that showed. So although it was awful last year, I think that it will propel us through the future to make sure our mindset's okay, and right?
Yeah, I'd just like to point out that a few of the recent interviewees on this show from BYU Women's Soccer, specifically Bella Foligno and Ellie Walbrook, both happened to score goals the day that they came on the show. Now, it's not game day today per se, but you are on the show, Erin. So I hope you know that the power of the karma is real.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we expect to go Saturday. That's what we're saying off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if that helps me a little bit, but yeah.
Okay, I've already got the tweet.
We've yet to invite a crappy player on the team. Yeah, on the show. Only good players. Let's go.
Well, I appreciate that.
Glad you're doing
Or
well.
no crappy players.
No more water bottles to the head, please.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Love you guys,
That's
though.
so funny.
I love The Rock. I love you guys,
They're
though.
the best.
Let's go, Erin. Great to talk to you, and congratulations on all of your
Thank
success.
you. Thank you.